their white, civil rights for white people.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
You hear that?
All right, pick up a history book and get back to us.
That's called the Constitution.
Yeah.
Now we're trying to get it enforced for everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, speaking of women being uppity, don't you love that the whole now apparently the whole thing about the Hillary Gate, the email is like, oh, she disobeyed, she disrespected the black president? That would be awful.
What?
Oh, I hadn't heard she disrespected the black president. What?
Well, because
tell me it's somebody whose job it is, who's made it his mission in life to disrespect the black president, who said that.
Yeah, exactly. But you were of the larger narrative, which I love, and we all remember, those of us that are of a certain age, Rude. You say the Hillary industrial complex gets back to work. And you talk about that, there was a time in a century past when the entire machine was constructed for the sole purpose of degrading and destroying President Bill Clinton and his wife, Hillary Clinton. And here they go again, right?
Yeah, right. And that's the thing is, the young people may not remember the good old 90s.
Right.
And the fact that every freaking week it was some new made up scandal, and by scandal gets air quotes here, involving Hillary or Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
And even to the point where they were accused outright, and it was taken as an article of faith on the right that they had murdered a member of the White House staff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, but interesting with Bill O'Reilly in the news so much lately. You say the surge in power and popularity in people like Rush Limbaugh and Bill O'Reilly was caused by the machine pumping its foul product through a pipe that went directly up the holes of conservative commentators and spewed garbage right out of their mouths. But you say, because I can tell you why I know this. You say, the only reason Ann Coulter exists is because of the machine, that Fox News, quote unquote, came to prominence because it was the machine's vilest output. I was saying, I used to host Equal Time with Babe Buchanan on CNBC back during the Clinton impeachment. And I always said that, like, Ann Coulter was just another one of the blonde Republican pundits. But you're right, like the Clintons, this sort of machine made these people, right?
Well, I mean, let's remember, Ann Coulter is actually an attorney.
Yeah.
Who, she doesn't do it anymore, but she defended Paula. Wow, I can't believe I forgot her last name.
Paula Jones.
Paula Jones. Yeah,
she did.
She was Paula Jones' attorney.
Oh my God!
I did not know that.
Her first book was just about all of the evil that Bill Clinton is.
Yeah.
And so that's why. And then Fox News came on the air in, I believe it was 95 or 96. And it essentially was an outgrowth of all of the anti-Clinton right-wing madness.
Right. Well, and as you say, the Hillary Clinton email story is not a story. Like every other supposed scandal involving the Clintons, it exists solely in the fevered minds of those who cannot stand them, who desperately try to get us to think that it's more than it is. Yet here we are. It's like the late 90s all over again, except with better graphics, which is true.
Yeah. Okay. You and I have disagreed on transparency issues.
Right.
And we disagree about Snowden. We disagree about the some of the things that have come out through WikiLeaks and things like that.
Although I did just bring him up, Brutus, as to say, like, really? Because you think the State Department's server is more secure than hers would have been?
Well,
yeah.
Well, exactly. That too. But the other thing is, let me just say one thing. One thing that I would bet to the end about Hillary Clinton is at this point in her career, she knows, don't put anything in writing that you don't want somebody eventually getting.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything that you need to do, you do over the phone. Hell, I do. I know that, and I'm just a professor. I don't put anything. If I'm angry, I'm not putting it in an email because somebody's going to read that someday that I don't want to read that.
Right. And you say this is what we're going to have to go through when she's the nominee. You know that machine will be moving madly, chaotically, smashing anything to wreck her. You know that it's fed on cash and rumor, and it cannot ever be sated unless it gets to devour her whole. We're just getting a preview of what's to come. Yeah, boy, Clinton derangement 2.0, right?
Right, and the thing about a second great revival of religious fervor is that the new people in it are always going to be more fervent than the ones that came before. So we're going to get these people that never got a chance. It'll be like, oh, we never got a chance to disco. So let's really get into it.
Yeah.
and revive this. It's I mean, the one, it's one of the things, and I have my issues with Clinton, but one of the things I dread is going through that gut-wrenching, anti-Clintonism again.
Yeah. I was talking, Reed, about, I thought, boy, what a tableau of the president giving this amazing speech at Selma on the 50th anniversary. And, I was just saying, and yet another level of treason, in my opinion, all these Republican senators writing directly to Iran saying this deal, it won't really be a deal, because when the next president's in, we can just undo it. So don't do it. Yeah. I mean, that is just remarkable.
I can't remember any group of legislators doing that. I mean, I remember when the Republicans used to get outraged when members of Congress would go to visit a country that we were potentially going to have a conflict with.
Yeah.
And here they are essentially threatening them, saying, and I think you said it earlier, it's like, don't listen to the black guy. The black guy ain't going to be there much longer.
Right.
And unless we pass it, and we're not going to pass it. So essentially, I mean, another way to spin this is that Republican senators just invited Iran to build a nuclear bomb.
Yeah. I mean, it is startling, but at any rate, and the other thing, you write about so well is, this Ferguson police report, and I said this last week, Rude, like I'm much more concerned about those emails than Hillary's emails. I mean, it really is awful. And as you say, you should read it. It's compelling. It's like a look into Birmingham in the 1960s, except it's now. It makes you understand that the riots in Ferguson were not simply the result of the shooting death of Michael Brown. It was an explosion that the city had earned after years of abusing its black residents. And a lot of these details, we've heard some of them, but it's this one you talk about. They deployed a canine to bite an unarmed 14-year-old African-American boy who was waiting in an abandoned house for his friends. I mean, it's just story after story like this, right?
And you sit there and go, what would have happened if people would have tried to stop the cops? When is a cop so wrong that the public maybe even has a duty to step in and say you need to stop and maybe even try to physically stop them.
Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And you said there's a breathtaking number of cases of harassment, of violence against young teens, of beatings, of outright attacks, not to mention the verbal abuse, the racist jokes, the use of the word and the N-word, like the Ferguson PD was made up of Southern cop caricatures, except they aren't, as you say, they're real. And the one thing is you go, it's not just in Ferguson. Now we have a case in my beloved Madison, Wisconsin, where we're seeing protests because it's as you say, that's what's sad. Is you go, it can't just be in that one city,
right? And that's I think that it was Antoine. Oh wow, why am I only knowing first names today? One of the members of the city council in Ferguson, who tweeted out something about. Is Ferguson going to become an island of no racism, or an island where they're working on racism in an ocean where there's just a ton of racism? It's a point I also made is that are we going to need a Michael Brown in every city in order for change to happen?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, but it really is. Compelling and disgusting reading, but yours is your reading is disgusting, but in a good way.
Yeah.
RudePundit
blogspot.com.
There you go. Rudeness, great stuff.
Yeah, talk to you next time.
All right, honey. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Rude.
All right, bye-bye. There he goes. My rudeness. 45 minutes after the hour, this section. Hello, Free Speech TV land. It is fun drive time. That's right.
Yeah.
Look at all our premiums just scattered about us in the studio here. Look at that. That is a Free Speech TV travel mug. If you give only a $60 tax-deductible donation, you get that bad boy right there. Look at Travis cuddling it. $120 donation, you get the Sthephina Miller Show barbecue apron, which is fabulous.
So cool,
right?
It's like a Swiss Army apron. It's got lots of little gewgaws in it.
Exactly. Oh, look there's a beer opener there, bottle opener.
Yep.
Place for your beer. There is a pot holder in that sucker.
In that bad boy?
Yeah, check it out. $240 tax-deductible donation. You get the apron and the Free Speech TV T-shirt, which is lovingly clothing my ass here. $360 tax-deductible donation, you get the apron, the T-shirt, and the travel mug. For that $1,000 tax-deductible donation, you get lunch with Mama and the Mooks. The next one is coming up April 17th, and that is F-U-N, fun, everybody.
I have so much fun.
Important day of the year.
And we drink a lot, and I get to eat.
Yeah, exactly. All you have to do is call 877-378-8669 or go right to freespeech.org to support your network. It's time to stand with your network.
Yep. It's
no
not
corporate influence of any kind.
Nope, none at all. So we can say whatever we want.
I censored my own ass with a Free Speech TV T-shirt. They did not do that.
I can say all those words you yell at me for saying all the time now.
Yeah, listen. I was talking about I had to follow Tom Hartman at the Blue State Ball. Just a barrage of jokes and fart jokes and flashing his flag thong. Which
what? He's patriotic.
He apparently does every day on Free Speech TV because there's no one telling him he can't. And that's the beauty. That is the beauty of Free Speech TV. Please stand with us now. Won't you? freespeech.org. Mama says do it. It's Free Speech TV Fun Drive time, Carlos. Pay attention. Look at us with all of our premiums, just holding them up like little infomercial babes, all of us. It's time to say thank you to Free Speech TV for all the great programming, including this hot mess in the morning. We should change the name of the show to the Hot Mess in the Morning.
Hot Mess in the Morning.
Everybody. Okay, but listen, you've got Amy Goodman, you got Bill Press, you got Tom Hartman, you have all kinds of great documentaries. You can only get all this at Free Speech TV, free of corporate influence. Oh, Carlos is doing a really good job with that. $60 tax-deductible donation, you get the Free Speech TV travel mug. $120 tax-deductible donation, you get the Sthephina Miller Show barbecue apron, which Chris is sporting, and Carlos is doing something weird with.
When your computer screen does that.
Yes. $240 donation, you get the apron and the Free Speech TV T-shirt, which is lovingly adorned on my bronze ass.
Oh, yeah.
$360, you get the apron, the T-shirt, and the travel mug. $1,000 donation, you get lunch with Mama and the Mooks. The next one's scheduled for April 17th.
And those lunches are a lot of fun.
They're way fun and great food and lots of glug, 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 glug.
And lots of camaraderie.
Yes. Lots of bonding and loving going on and groping. And
somebody fell in the pool.
Loving and kissing and touching and squeezing. Okay. All you got to do is go to freespeech.org or call the donation hotline at 877-378-8669. Faraway Dog urges you. What's that? Give generously to Free Speech TV, particularly at the higher levels. Thank you, Faraway Dog. That's yes. Free Speech. Did you say freespeech.org? Okay. Oh well, it is Free Speech Fun Drive time, everybody. That's why we're handling all our premiums.
Yay!
You know what I realized? Did you see the goat dressed like the character from Frozen on the interwebs?
No.
I should have dressed Max like the Elsa, if just to help with Fun Drive time. I may do that by the end of the week.
All right.
Here's the time of year you get to say thank you to Free Speech TV for Mama and the Mooks, for Amy Goodman, for Bill Press, Tom Hartman. Check it out. Look at our premiums. A $60 tax-deductible donation, you get the Free Speech TV travel mug.
Boom!
$120, you get the Sthephina Miller Show barbecue apron, which is fabulous.
Boom!
I'm trying to figure out what this is for. There's like a little thing here.
Okay, well, there's one for your beer. There's a bottle opener.
Put your tongs on.
There's the tongs there.
To hang your
you got your pot holder thing. It's a whole thing.
See, you learned something on Sthephina Miller Show.
$240, you get the apron and the Free Speech TV T-shirt that the manly Crystal Boy is sporting. On his...
Bam!
Okay, I don't know what's happening this morning. $360, you get the apron, the T-shirt, and the travel mug, and $1,000. You get the lunch with Mama and the Mooks.
That's my favorite.
Next one coming up April
Best thing
17th.
ever.
Get in on that one. We're going to have some folks call in that have been to previous ones this week to tell you what a rollicking good time they are.
It's a great time.
It's tax deductible, worth every penny, and a lot of glug, 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 a lot of inappropriate touching.
I
mean,
Go to freespeech.org.
You can get drunk with us.
Yep.
Yeah, you
Or
can
call.
fondle Travis if you'd like.
Yeah, if you think the Happy Hour podcasts are fun, come on. You get to do it live in person with us. 877-378-8669. That's the donation hotline. Or go right to freespeech.org. 877-378-8669. Or go to freespeech.org and say, thank you, Mama. Thank you, Mooks.
Please donate because we don't want the corporations telling us what to say.
And we want to eat.
Yes, exactly. Look
With
at this.
you.
This is what my breakfast normally looks like. Please save me from that.
Yeah.
Lunch with Mom and the Mooks. Do it now. freespeech.org.
Stephanie Miller.
Shiny